All right, what do we got going here? So what I did was I had the 15 kg rear spring on the shock. You're probably not going to see it. That red thing, that's the 19. So I replaced that, and then I had the 60s up here because I went from the 50s to the 60s and now the 70s. Sounds like rock music, but it's not. That's a spring. How I did this the rear spring, is I mounted the shock on this floor jack, and I used, shit's falling over. Okay, whatever. Straighten it back up. Not going to straighten back up. Make sure you always have a bottle of Astroglide around. I gotta turn this down a little bit. I can't hear myself think. So you use the floor jack. Takes like 3 tie-down straps. I hooked on back here. 2 spots up in the front. Helps if you have a third hand to kind of keep it balanced while you set up the straps. And you're going to hook into here. It's better if you don't use that hook on the tie-down strap. I cut mine, wrapped it around a couple times, tied some knots in it, and I did that in 3 locations. Crank up the jack. It pulls down the string or the spring about 1 inch. You remove the little washer that's on there, kind of a fancy little washer. And then once you get that washer out of the way, lower the jack and take your spring off. Put your new spring on, do the same thing, tie it up. And what it'll do is pull it down. You're gonna make sure you feed up these washers and shit that's underneath here on your shock. Get it up far enough to slide that goofy looking washer on the top. Not a hard project. It's actually, if you got these straps on here right, I don't even think that's dangerous. I don't know. I didn't see any danger in it because where's it going to fly? It's hooked to 3 locations. It's tied on. And if those straps are set, it's not going anywhere. But a third hand to balance it'll work. What else? Random tools, probably from 3 other projects. Who the fuck knows? Don't know. There's my spare engine. Hope I never need it. Someone wants to offer me huge money, they can have it. What else did I do? Okay, so the front here, taking this damn thing apart up front. Of course, I got this rack on here. You're not even taking these all the way out. All you're doing is loosening here, and you loosen this. Bring the fork up a little bit so you can loosen this nut before you take all this shit off. It'll need to be tight. So you might have to loosen it, bring it up, tighten it again. Just get it started. You're not a big problem. Down here, I gotta get on my ass cart. Oh, I already fell off this thing once today. Disconnect, obviously, do this last. You're gonna pull these 2 bolts here. You're gonna take this strap off. You're going to take these off right here just to free this brake mechanisms from the fork here. So you get all that off, finish taking your screws off, do one at a time, dump your oil, replace the shock. You're going to want to pump the cylinder. Look at this. You're going to want to pump the cylinder a few times into your bucket or a rag, whichever's handy, and you know, make sure you get all the fucking oil out of there, and then drop your spring in. I use that measuring thing right there, put 8 ounces in. Now, I don't know what it says on the fucking forums, but I put 8 ounces in. I don't know if it takes 9, 10. I have no clue. If someone says, hey, it works better with 9 or 10, let me know. I don't fucking know. I really don't know because I've not studied this real hard. Not a hard project. I think anybody can do this. If you got just a modicum of wrench turning experience and you're bottoming out back here, not hard to change that. You don't need the tensioner. If one of your buddies It's got a tensioner. Probably do that. I don't know. I wasn't going to buy one. I wasn't going to buy a tensioner just for this little job. So I just used floor jack. Worked fine. If you set it up and your straps are hooked on there fine, I don't see where that's a problem, because you're not compressing that fucking spring but an inch to get this done. So you're not putting a giant load on there. I mean, this back strap, I didn't tie it. I just wrapped it around, put some duct tape on it, and it came loose, which I thought it could, and it did. And all it did was fall over. It didn't jump. It didn't go anywhere. And it was under full tension. And so I don't see how this could be dangerous. Now, when you get the fucking spring compressed and you're putting the washer in with your fingers, that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't be a dummy. I use this to guide that washer in. My fingers didn't get anywhere near that spring, because you get your finger in there, you're going to lose it. Yeah, put your pecker in there and try it. You'll never do it again. That bike is ready. I don't know if I need to do any more mods to this bike. I do need to fix my license plate. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do back here. My license plate is jammed up underneath there, dropping the phone everywhere. There's my license plate. If I get pulled over, no tail light. I'm not fixing this until I know this issue is done. So what I'll do is I'll bring this plate out, either that or put a, what do you call it, for mixing paint. I'll bring a paint stick and strap it on there somehow and see if the tire blows it off. And if it does, then whatever. I don't know. I haven't solved this problem yet. I will. Right now, it's not really a problem. I don't do a lot of road riding. I just don't. Beautiful tire. My brake had kind of rusted up a little bit. Last ride I did, mechanism wasn't working. So when I had all this shit apart, I screwed some WD-40 in there, and it's working great now. It's working great now. I love this bike. Absolutely love this bike. I gotta tell you guys something about this bike. Let me turn this off. I'm not talking about this particular bike. I'm talking about the TW200 in general. It is a highly underrated dual sport bike. And what I say highly underrated, it is, because I'm an okay rider. I'm not nowhere near some of you other guys that can ride really well. I can't find the limit of that bike. I'm not brave enough to do it. There's a lot of things that bike will do that I haven't tried. I know it'll do some serious hill climbing, probably a little better with that 3 1/4 inch extended swing arm. But let me tell you about that swing arm. So there's 2 ways to do the swing arm extension. And I didn't want, I got my S-cart here. I didn't want the bolt-on kit. I'm not talking bad about it. I wanted a swing arm that looks just like a factory swing arm. If you look at your bike, you can see that this thing sticks out quite a ways compared to here. So if you look at your bike, you can see that this is pretty long. The reason why this is wound up being 3 1/4 inches longer is I bought another swing arm, cut a 3-inch section out of it. And then, so my fabricator did this. I didn't do it. I don't have that kind of skill. He put support metal inside. I don't know how far he went. Something like this. Wherever he can get it in. And so he had like an 1/8, or I don't know what it was, gap set up in his jig. So when he welded the swing arm, he welded the support arm and the swing arm back together. So this is rock solid, absolutely rock solid way to do this. But I think I paid $50 for the other swing arm. I can't remember how much I paid, $200, $300 to get this built. So it is going to cost more than just getting that extension, but it works. That reason why I did this is because I couldn't get my stud tires in there. I was hitting, so I had to get this built. So I've done hill climbs with and without that extended swing arm, and it hill climbs better with, so I'm not popping that front tire up. That's enough. Boy, 10-minute video of me just talking shit. And I've never introduced myself in this video. So my name is
Rusty Shackelford.
And I like riding the TW200. Thanks for watching Dual Sport Apocalypse.